Alright, so here you can see I've changed the position of the car. I now have it tilted to one side, and my reason for this is because of where the filler bung goes and where I have to get the oil into. I need to get under the car. Now normally a mechanic would have this car up on a hoist level so he can fill it up. However, you cannot fill these cars without the engine running. You put so much in and it'll start to spill out on top of you. So what I've heard is you can fill so much in and then you have to start the engine to get the rest in. And what they usually do is when the car is level, they will run the engine and keep putting oil in until it starts to dribble back out again once the car is level. Now I cannot get it up that high and have it that level, so I know the exact amount of oil that has to go in, which is 3.3 litres, and you'll probably see on the ground there the pipe I'm going to be using. I have a little bit of a flexible pipe, clear pipe, which I've connected to a hose, and I've connected to a funnel. And so I'm going to be able to stick one end into the gearbox, seal it up, and start filling the oil in. And when the fluid stops going in, I'll be able to see because the clear part will still have oil in it. And I'm going to turn the engine on and hopefully the oil will go from that and I'll be able to continue filling. So we'll see how that works out, and hopefully it all works out for us so that you'll be able to do the same as I've done. And as you can see, I only have the car tilted up on one side. You can do that whatever way you want. Jack it up on one side. In actual fact, all I really needed to do the whole job is have it in this position. I didn't need it on the ramps in the first place. I just needed it up on one side. The hardest part is going to be putting the oil in. The rest was very simple. I've shown you already. So get going at this and get it done yourself. Don't be paying people what you don't need to pay them for. So here's my finished fill-up setup. My funnel, hose, and it's running all the way under the car. And then we're going all the way into the gearbox. And hopefully this is going to work. And I put some oil in. So we're going to check that now. So I'm going to leave my camera here. Hopefully it's in the right direction so you can see what's going on. So we put some oil in and see. Before I start filling in, I just wanted to show you that this is what I'm going to be using. So I can measure the amount of oil that goes in, and hopefully this will work out for me. So I'll leave you watching there to see what happens. Here we have some oil going in, which is good so far, and that's the first bit that went in. Now I have that hose jammed in fairly well, I hope, so that we don't get any leaks. And then we're going to have to wait when I actually start the car to see what happens. Okay, so far I've filled in 1.5 litres and we can see a little bit of a leak there now. So I'm going to start the engine because it's starting to push back, I think, and hopefully that will stop. Okay, so 2.5 litres has gone in. You can see it's still going in. So it's going into the engine. Okay, so we're going to keep going with 1.5 to go of the measurements I'm putting in, 1/2 litre at a time, and hopefully all going well. I just want to show you exactly what's happening for me. There's a bit of air in the pipe, don't worry about that. As you can still see, it's still feeding into the gearbox. So far it seems to be a good plan. And as you can see, it's going down, still being fed into the gearbox. So I'm going to put a little bit more than the 0.3 litre in because I know there's still going to be some stuck in the pipe, just a tiny bit more. So hopefully everything will work out okay. So here's our last measure. I'm putting 400 millilitres in, and I know this won't all fit in because some will stay in the pipe and we lose a little bit, but that's okay. We've done a good job so far. And there she is. Still filling down in. Let me just leave that for a minute, and hopefully when I put the bung on, my problem is solved.